I think people should check their ego at the door before they get into the flight deck. It's so important for us to remember that every pilot is learning and every good pilot is always bettering their education. If we drop that ego and we start seeking out additional training or confessing and admitting when something isn't right or we don't fully understand it, then we begin to learn and we collect the resources out there, people and things and training that will help make our flying safer. So there's a lot of ways of improving safety outside of the cockpit, and that really could be cross-generational connections, starting to connect the new, younger pilots that are out there with the older, experienced pilots. What I've been noticing out in the field is that we really start losing the connections and the group community that starts when you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s. And as our friends, when we age and we get in the upper retirement age, our friends either drop out of flying or they lose their medical and they become isolated on the field. So the folks that have been flying for 50 years start feeling quite isolated and their skills start decaying because they don't have as much interaction and sharing with their peers that they did. Whereas our younger students are just learning, and a lot of these programs are just trying to push out airline pilots. So it's very quick, very rapid training, and they're not getting that deep experience. My hope is that we can start connecting these two generations in between and having the youth start to share their experience and their technology and their modernization in aircraft and get these folks up to speed that are older, but also that the older folks teach the patience and the raw flying skills to the younger generations. And that's kind of the hope, is that we start seeing mentorships across airports beginning again. One of the best parts about being a pilot is meeting other pilots, and we're all at different levels and different, things that we want to see out of our flying hobby, whether it's recreational or work. And I don't like to see people get left behind in either direction. So truly the hope is reach out to that older person at the field and become a safety pilot for them. You'll gain hours in the plane, but you'll also be sharing a lot of secrets and information together that can save your life in the end. A pilot never stops learning. I think that even if you are watching a video or you are going out and doing flights with CFIs outside of your expected once every 2 years training, you will learn. Professional pilots are required every 6 months to a year to have additional training, so why aren't we doing that as general aviation pilots? So safety is small when you think of yourself, but the more that we share this information, the more lives we really can save. I am a big proponent of getting a CFI every 3 months and just sitting there and paying for 1 hour with them to show you the skills that you are afraid to do by yourself. Most pilots will do a steep turn and a stall once, and that's when they take their exam, and they will never do it again because they are afraid to feel what that aircraft does when it stalls, right? It was scary the first time. I'm never going to do that again. Well, what if the plane actually stalls? What can we do? Seek out upset recovery training. Find an aerobatic pilot that's willing to spin you in their aircraft, approved for spins, and get yourself out of it over and over again. By the time you're done doing 6 or 7 spins out of training, you will know that if you ever get into that situation, you can get yourself out. You will create muscle memory on how you're going to adjust your power settings, your rudder, and slowly pulling yourself out of that. So there are many things that we can do to improve education.